Okay, welcome back. Now let's explain what do we mean exactly by AdaBoost or adaptive boost. So, AdaBoost idea is very simple. We are combining multiple weak classifiers to build one strong classifier, with each one progressively learning from the other's wrongly classified objects, right? So this is the same idea we have here, and that's why it's called adaptive. So rather than being a model in itself, AdaBoost can be applied on top of any classifier to learn from its shortcomings and propose a more accurate model, right? It's not like the decision tree, it's not really a KNN, it's not really logistic regression, right? You can use adaptive boost on top of any classifier you want, right? Therefore, it can be called best out of the box classifier, right? So sometimes you can see that we are calling adaptive boost or boosting algorithms in general out of the box classifier or best out of the box classifier. Okay, what do we mean exactly by a weak classifier? A weak classifier is basically a classifier that performs better than random guessing but still performs poorly at designating classes to objects, right? So weak classifiers are better than random guessing, but they are still performing very, very poorly. Okay, so this is an example here. Let's say that a weak classifier may predict that everyone above the age of 40 couldn't run a marathon, right? But people falling below that age could, right? So basically, the weak classifier will classify anyone above 40 as not able to run a marathon, and anyone below this age can run the marathon, right? So it's better than random guessing, and it has some intelligence in it, right? And you might get an accuracy above 60% or 70%, but you would still be misclassifying a lot of data points because, as you know, we have a lot of peoples can really run marathons and they are above the age of 40. Okay, so this is a weak classifier. So let's define something called decision stumps, right? So we have decision trees. So decision stumps are basically trees. They are trees, right? But with just one node and two leaves. So if we have a tree that has only one node and two leaves, we call this tree a decision stump. Okay? And a stump, given that we have only one node, then this means that it can only be used with one variable to make a decision. So based on one variable, we will make a decision. Okay? So AdaBoost uses a forest of decision stumps instead of trees. So in the random forests, we used a forest of subtrees. So the first tree can be 4 nodes, 5 nodes, 10 nodes, something like this. Here in AdaBoost, we are using a forest of decision stumps. So we are using a forest of trees with one node and two leaves. Okay, so either true or false. We will classify based on one variable. So a decision stump is basically a weak classifier, right? So that's the idea of decision stumps. Now, how AdaBoost works? We need to understand how it works, right? But in order to understand how it works, it will take some time, right? So as you can see, there is a lot of explanation here for how AdaBoost exactly works. So we will leave this to the next lesson. So let's go to the next lesson and see how exactly AdaBoost work.